Why can the Tigers miss the top?
They're exciting. They got potential. They got a lot of youth, a lot of new players coming through, a lot of fresh faces. The only thing that's lack of Tigers is experience, in my opinion. I think that's the same answer for everyone else that's watching. And there are definitely a lot of positives coming from the Tigers now. They had a bit of noise in the off season, which I'm sure they would have kept under wraps in terms of administrations. But in terms of the playing group, there's definitely a lot of excitement there. But I think it's a work in progress.
Yeah, why can't the Tigers win it all?
Yeah, back inexperience. I don't think they've played enough big games. Gerard Lua will be better this year for them. It was a tough start for an introduction for Jerome last year for the Tigers, but now that they know how to play together, having Adam Dewey as well back in the halves, starting the season fresh, injury free is going to be a massive boost for him. But it's going to come back to an experience, in my opinion, especially in big games.
Would you play Adam Dewey at halfback? Would you play someone else or not?
Listen, I love Jerome at 6. His biggest story is his running game, and if you could keep that as his number one priority when you go into games, I think it's going to be beneficial for the Tigers. Adam's a good talker. He's a good leader, big body, good kicking game as well. So if you can cover those main three things, I think we'll go a long way in the Tigers winning a lot more football games this year.
Roosters. Why can the Roosters win it all?
Probably the best spine in the competition, to be fair. Obviously, Tedesco 1, 6 Cherry. You got Walker at 7, and then you've got Reece Robinson's inclusion at 9. To be fair, I don't think Reece Robinson's going to do much this year. I think he's just going to pick up and dump it off. He much has to, You got guys like Ches and Walker demanding the ball, and if you've got one of the best running fullbacks in the game, Teddy, off the back of that. So, their spine's going to be lethal for the Roosters this year.
Why can't they win it?
Why can't they? There's still a need for Cherry Evans. So if he can deliver, obviously age is a factor as well. Can he adjust to a new system as quick as Cooper Cronk did, I guess? Can him and Sammy Walker mesh together? That's the one thing everyone's really keeping a close eye on. So, and of course, they're going to be injury-free. But saying that, I have to give credit to their forward pack as well. Their forwards are probably the best forward pack, most aggressive forward pack at the competition. And if you got your forwards rolling up the middle, it's going to give a lot of time for the halves and the outside backs to do their thing.
You said obviously, if Cherry Evans can blend this up, do you think he will blend into that side of 2000? Obviously at 6, he sort of has to take a step back from what he used to and let Sam Walker, and obviously Tedesco loves to get touches and Sam Walker control the side. Do you reckon he does fit into that team and make it work?
I think he will. I think he will. He's an experienced player. He's been part of Origin setups. He's been part of international setups. He's played with a range of players, and he's always adjusted well to the situation. And the Roosters are a well-oiled machine. You're under Trent Robinson. You got obviously Matt King there, Michael Checker as well there as an assistant coach. There's a lot of experience there. Obviously, adding Cherry there is just going to be able to coach on the footy field. So I think it's just going to add to the direction in terms of the way they play attack-wise. But also when they're under a lot of pressure in games, you need that leader, you need that voice, you need that guy that's been there and done it before, and that'll give a lot of confidence to the Roosters.
Yep, for sure. Dragons. Why can the Dragons win the comp? Can the Dragons win the comp?
Well, I don't think they can.
Is there any positives or like anything that goes their way?
The positives are Shane Flanagan's teams all rely on effort. And I think last year there was a lot of games where you could kind of give a tick for that. But unfortunately, I'm going to be critical. Like, they don't have the most experienced spine in the competition. They've got Gutherson and Damien Cook. Yes, I agree. But then you've got Kyle Flanagan at 6 and Daniel Atkinson at 7. And to be honest, I don't know how far in the competition they'll be able to stay together. Like last year, we saw a lot of rotation in the spine for the Dragons. And I think for them going forward, I think they need to pick and stick. But again, there's so many ifs. There's so many ifs with the Dragons going into the season. And it's very hard to find a lot of Aussies, unfortunately.
Where would you be playing Daniel Atkinson if you were the coach?
I'll probably put him at 6, to be honest with you, and I'll let Cole steer the ship.
Yeah.
I know Cole gets a lot of slack, being, a Flano's son and whatnot, Shane's son, but I think he's their best option. I thought, like, there were a lot of games actually where he did do well, and there were some games where he didn't. But saying that, the team didn't do well as well in those games, and unfortunately, being the halfback, you got to take the full brunt of the criticism. And yeah, I think, yeah, it's an experiment that a lot of people got their eye on.
For sure. Rabbitohs, your boys.
Yep.
Why can the Rabbitohs win the comp?
Oh, they're exciting. They're going to have so much potential in attack. I think it's all going to come back to when they're under duress, how do they rise to the occasion? How do they resolve high-pressure situations, particularly in defence? I think last year, the biggest positive I got out of that season was, yes, they had so many injuries, but each game they played, there was effort there. They competed pretty much for the whole game, if I'm going to be fair. But again, you've got, Cody Walker at 6, Jamie Humphries at 7. Is he going to be the 7? Like the last couple of years, there's been a lot of chopping and changing. Who's going to be the number 7? I love Jamie Humphries. I love what he produces. He's a great defender as a half. And to be honest, he's really good at digging into a line, plays with a lot of squareness. He gives Cody a lot of time to do his thing as well. The big thing I want to see is how that left edge is going to work. Obviously, you've got Alex Johnson coming back as well for that Achilles injury. Latrell Mitchell, who I have to say is the best left centre in the game. He obviously transitioned from the 1 jersey to the left edge there in the centres. And he's the center of the game. So for me, those two guys with Cody Walker and then David Fifita at 11, that's probably the best left edge of the competition. We have to say.
I was doing that. Is that the best left edge?
It's the best left edge in the competition. Attack wise, defense, we have to see.
Why can't South win it?
Injuries again. Injuries will cruel them. Injuries. And just the defensive resolve. Yeah, defensive resolve. I think there was a few times last year where, the last couple of years, Souths have been traditionally a team that love to be aggressive on the edges and jamming a lot. But unfortunately, that can be previewed a lot by opposition teams. Sam, you can kind of mold and structure your attack to kind of simulate what they're going to throw at you. They need to show different cues, different looks an attacking team. So if there are times they're about to get up and paddle and slide, so be it. There's not going to be an opportunity to kind of jam and shunk down a player every single time. So it's probably that.
You're at South, like at the back end of your career.
Yep.
Kind of blending into like this. The side now isn't too different. There's a lot of players that were there when you were there.
Yep.
And I assume staff-wise as well. What is it that, in your opinion, is causing all the injuries? Is it like a strength and conditioning thing? Is it? There's a lot to talk about where they're training at the training. What's your take on?
So it's very hard to say because I'm not in the setup currently. Yeah. When I was there under Wayne in 21 and JD in 22, like we were relatively fit. Like we had a pretty good, healthy roster. I don't know if it's from a poor preseason leading into the season because everyone knows you need a strong, solid preseason to kind of set your foundations in at least to get through the grind of an NRL season. So it could be that. But also, in the day, it just could be pure luck. Bad luck. Like, for example, Cameron Murray, traditional mechanism to tear your Achilles by him just bouncing off a line and trying to get line speed. And, what do you put that down to? Yeah, it's just unlucky. Yeah, it's just unlucky. So, hopefully they've got that monkey off their back and some good fortunes come their way.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.